Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the videos, and hit the notification bell. That way, you get notifications when I drop new videos. So today, I was wondering what I was gonna do a video about, and I have all kinds of shit that I could talk about, but I just have to be in the mood to talk about those certain things. You know what I mean? But anyways, I was sitting on the couch, and I said in another video before that I have a PlayStation 5. I bought it when I first got diagnosed with cancer. Maybe like about a month or two later, I bought it because I figured, I'd be at home a lot, have something to do, you know what I mean, keep my mind occupied, play some games. This is before I started doing YouTube and shit, so I said, I'll buy a PlayStation 5 and maybe play with some of my friends that I know play. But, I got it and I used it for like 2 weeks maybe. I bought two games for it, which was the Call of Duty and God of War came with it. So I played for like 2 weeks and it just sat. And recently, last week, I finally turned it back on. It's been sitting here like a paperweight on the shelf in the living room next to the TV. But people got me back into playing it again. So the the I had to, since it's been sitting for so long, I had to do all the updates for the game. So it's gonna take like hours, like 8 hours of some bullshit to do all the updates for the games. So I went to see what they had on there that I can download to play that wouldn't take so long, and they had Grand Theft Auto 5, which is was like $20. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll download that." So I downloaded it, and I started playing it. I started playing it last week. Be quiet. Um, so I started playing. Hold on one second. Hold on, somebody's at my door. So sorry about that. Somebody's at the FedEx people at my door. But anyways, so I started playing it, and I remember when I had a PlayStation. I think it was like PlayStation 3 or some shit like that. I had Grand Theft Auto, and it was kind of way out there. You know what I mean? All the shit that you can do, the stealing of the cars and shit like that. And this whole thing is leading up to a story of of mine. But so back in the days, they it was kind of, it wasn't kid friendly. I know that. You know what I mean? I was an adult, but it wasn't really a kid friendly game. You know what I mean? It was stealing cars and shooting people, killing people. I mean, and you can also fuck the hookers on that old PlayStation one, the first one. If there was a hooker, you could pull up next to her, hit one of the buttons, she jump in the car. You wouldn't see nothing. All you would see is the car rocking back and forth. But back then, that was like risque type shit. Like fuck, you can fuck a hooker on Grand Theft Auto. So I'm playing the game right now, which is Grand Theft Auto 5, and well, I was playing it a couple days ago, and there's a strip club, so you can go into the strip club. You can take this dude named Franklin to the strip club, and then you can throw money at the chicks, flirt with them, whatever. But you can also take them to a back room and do lap dances. So of course I'm fucking curious about this whole fucking game. Like what the fuck? Like you actually do all this shit, and it tells you what to do. Like you can do this, do that. So boom, you go take her to the back room. Like if you're at a strip club, take her to the back room. She starts stripping for you. I didn't notice there was a meter on the bottom. So the object of the whole thing is to get lap dances. You can touch the chick, but there's a bouncer outside the curtain. He can see inside there. So once he walks away, you can touch her, and then if he comes back, you have to take your hands away, and otherwise they'll throw you out. They'll get you and throw you out. So that's where I came up with the fucking. It brought back memories of me back in the days, back in the late '90s, early 2000s. But anyways, in the game, I noticed that meter kept moving little by little. So the more you touch the chick and you don't get caught, And the more lap dances you get from her, the meter goes further. And it says, I think it says like so and so, whatever the girl's name is. It just shows the meters moving very, very slowly. If you keep doing the lap dances and all that shit like that, then they give you an option. You can. There's like 5 options, but one of the options is you can take her back to her place and fuck her. So, like I said, I was just like, what the fuck, like, because they show titties and shit. You could take like on the PlayStation, you could take screenshots from your controller, and you can save them. You know what I mean? So this trips me out because like there's a lot of lonely motherfuckers out there in this world. There's a lot of young kids out here, 12, 13 years old, that parents buy them this shit. Parents don't know what's going on with the game and shit. Like I tripped out, like she's showing her titties, everything. You know what I mean? They don't show you fucking her, but they show you. You have to pick her up behind the strip club, get her in the car, take her to her place. Then you go into her place, and then the sun sets and rises. But if you get there in the daytime, the sun will set, and then it rises again. Then you're out in front again. Boom, you're gone. But she's saying, you can hear her saying shit. You know what I mean? It was funny because I did that whole fucking scenario thing, and then it says like I go back to the girl's place, and then it says, and then you can hear her saying, "Wow, have you been eating asparagus?" And I was fucking dying. I was fucking laughing like, "Oh my god!" Like everybody knows what that means. Young kids don't know what that means, but if you're a grown ass adult, you know what that fucking means. You know what I mean? She was like, "Oh my god, have you been eating asparagus?" So you know what just happened. But anyways, I started thinking like, man, there's a lot of lonely motherfuckers in this world. Or I think about like, no wonder my stepson used to fucking stay in the room all goddamn day. Doesn't want to go nowhere. But but you think about these lonely motherfuckers out there in the world that don't have a woman, never been with a woman. They coop themselves up in their houses and shit. You know what I mean? Eating fucking frozen pizzas, and they're just weirdo motherfuckers. They probably just sit there and they play these fucking games like this one. I don't know any other games that are like that. Like I said, I only have 3 games. It's Grand Theft Auto 5, Call of Duty, and God of War. But I mean, there's probably a bunch of games out there that are like that. But the whole stripper thing, it just took me back to the late '90s, early 2000s, because I used to go to strip clubs with my friends, and I'll tell you a couple stories about a strip club in City of Industry, slash La Puente slash Bassett on Valley Boulevard. Anybody from that area knows that Valley Boulevard is known for having strip clubs. They have like on right there in Hacienda Valley, they have like, I think it's called Sin, Spearmint Rhino. If you go down Westmore, you have Paradise. I don't know if it's still called Paradise, but there's Paradise, Miss Kitty's, and there was one more. I can't remember the name of the other one. There was one more. There was like 5 strip clubs right there on Valley Boulevard. A couple times we went out to Spearmint Rhino, but Spearmint Rhino is a well-established place. I mean, there's Spearmint Rhinos all over. So they charge a lot for their drinks and shit like that. So I went there a couple times. Just a couple times I've been to Spearmint Rhino. Whether it was that one or the one in Rialto on Riverside Avenue. But again, they're a little bit more expensive. So I remember a friend of mine was like, "Hey man, let's go to Paradise." It's a real good close friend of mine. Let's go to Paradise, man. So I says, "All right, let's go." So we go down to Paradise, and at Paradise, and this is like I said, this is late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there. I can't remember when. It was probably the early 2000s. So I don't know if the same people own it. I don't know what's going on anymore. This is a long ass time ago. You know what I mean? You're talking about like 20 something years ago. Or 20 years ago, whatever. But so I'm not saying this is what goes on there now. I'm just saying what was going on there back then. We went there. Okay, he's like, let's go over there. So, all right, we went there. So we go into this place. It was $20 to get in. It was a 2-drink minimum, and that was that. You get in, you pay your 20, you drink your 2 drinks. It was full nude, so you couldn't drink alcohol there. So it was soda. They give you a fucking small cup like this of soda with ice. That's it. You didn't even get a full fucking soda. And I think it was probably like $10 or $11 for that. I think it was $11 for that fucking little bit of soda. So I was hip to the game right as soon as I got in there. I started, seeing what was going on. I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like I started picking up on shit. So I go in there. We go in there, and we're sitting at a table, and the homie that I'm with, he's like, we're sitting there for a little while, but they had all the girls that were good looking. There was no ugly chicks there. This is before fat chicks became popular. There was no fat chicks in the strip club. You know what I mean? Like if there was strip clubs that had fat chicks, but those were like the low level strip clubs that nobody hung out with. That's where the degenerates went. You know what I mean? That's where it was like probably like $5 lap dances or some bullshit. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you a story about that. You know what I mean? But there's other strip clubs out in the area. Like there's one in Pomona called, and I don't know about now, but I know one in Pomona called, what's it called? It's on Mission or Hope. Something Theater. Via Theater. I think it's called the Via Theater. I think it's called Via Theater. It's a real small place. It's like 2 times bigger than my garage. It's a real small fucking strip club. It's a titty bar. It's not a strip club, titty bar. But I mean, it's ghetto as fuck. They ain't got the best looking chicks there. So, and there's another one. I'll tell you about that one in a minute. But so all the girls there were nice looking. Black girls, white girls, whatever, Mexican girls, all of them nice looking. So we're hanging out there for a while, sitting down, watching the girls walk around dancing and shit, whatever on the stage. We don't sit at the stage, we sit away from the stage at the tables. So after a while, he's like, I'm gonna go give me a lap dance. Fuck, I'm gonna go give me a private dance. Like, all right, cool. So some girls come by, he picks one of them, hey, let's go to the back, let's go get a lap dance or to the little lap dance area. So boom, she takes him back there, wherever. And I'm just sitting there. Okay, I'm sitting there just watching the stage, just drinking my soda. And one of the girls comes up and she throws her whole little fucking spew, hey sweetie, hey cutie, what the fuck she's saying? Can I sit with you? So I'm like, yeah, if you want, sit down. So she sits down and shooting the shit. You know what I mean? Small talk, whatever. Get out of there, god damn it. She's shooting the shit, whatever, asking questions and shit. I'm just like, small talk. So then the waitress comes over, one of the girls, and she's like, "Hey, you want another drink?" And I still had to buy one more for myself. I already drank one, but I needed one more. That's a 2-drink minimum. So I said, "Yeah, let me have another soda." So she's like, "Okay," and then she's like, "Do you want to buy a drink for the lady?" And my thing was like, I don't want to be a dick. He was like, "No." So just being cool, was like, well, if she wants something to drink, you want something to drink? She's like, yeah, I'll take a soda. I was like, okay, cool. So she said, okay. So she leaves, comes back. But the fucking amount that she wanted for the 2 sodas was like, I don't know, it was 20 something dollars. I can't remember what it was, but it was expensive. It was like, hey, wait a minute. I just bought a soda a minute ago. It only cost me like fucking $5. $5. I don't know, $11, whatever. Fucking, I think it was $11. But my bill came out to like almost $30 or some shit. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. And she says, well, when you buy a drink for her, it's more expensive. And I'm like, you fucking serious? She's like, yeah. All right, cool. So, okay, I think it was like $10 for the soda, something like that. And she was charging me 30 for 2 sodas. And you don't get a whole fucking can, you only get a little small cup like that. So I think it was like $30. And that's why I was like, what do you mean $30? I only ordered 2 sodas, you know what I mean? And she, oh yeah, but if you buy it for her, it's more expensive. I'm like, oh, okay, see, now I get it. All right, cool, that's fine. So boom, I give her the money. She walks away. The girl's sitting there for like a couple more minutes. She grabs her soda. She takes a sip, puts it down. She's like, okay, I'll see you later. And boom, she takes off. So I'm like looking like this bitch. Well, my homie comes back and I tell him, he's like, yeah, Dick, because she and the waitress are in cahoots with each other. So they're gonna split that shit. You know what I mean? So say for instance this drink was $10, but they charge you 20, they're gonna split the other 10. So they both get 5. I'm like, damn, are you serious? That's why they're doing it? He's like, yeah, that's how they do it. Like, you don't want to buy them drinks because they're gonna charge you more. It's like, okay, these motherfuckers. All right, that's cool. So then we're there for a little while, whatever. I don't get no dances, none of that shit. I was like, I'm not paying for all that. So we're there for a little bit. Then we leave. I say the following week or 2 weeks later, whatever it was, he's like, hey man, let's go back to Paradise. Let's go. So we're on our way over there. And he's like, hey dude, do me a favor, man. Hold my money for me. It was a fucking Friday. He had just gotten paid. He had just cashed his check. He's like, here, hold my fucking money for me, shit, man. Don't let me spend my money and shit, man. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I put it's like $800, some shit, like $700. I put it in my pocket. We go, we get in, sit down, hanging out, there for like maybe an hour. Next thing you know, he's like, hey, you know, after a while, he's like, getting that itch, like, hey, because we were drinking before we went in there. You know what I mean? You drink before you go into those places because you can't drink in there. So we were kind of buzzed already. He's like, hey, man, you know, let me get a little bit of money out that money I gave you and shit, man. I'm going to go to a lap dance. I'm like, I thought you didn't want to spend no money, man. Ah, it's cool, man. Fuck it, just a little bit. I said, your girl's going to get pissed off, man. You spend all your money out here. Nah, don't worry. I'm just in one lap dance. That's it. Give him the money. Comes back a little while later, sits down, and just like crack, he wants more. So eventually he spent the whole knot. All of it gone. Back then, if you had the right amount of money at that place, you can get fucked. Or you can get, you can get domed out over there. So that's where all his money went, right? Well, while he's in the back room doing his thing, or that back area, wherever he's doing this thing, I'm sitting there and some chick comes up. She's a Chicana chick. She comes up. And she's like, can I sit with you? And I'm like, I already know the routine now. So I'm like, yeah, if you want, that's cool. So she sits down. She's like talking for a bit, man. And then she's like, so, hey, she's like, where you from? And I was like, I looked at her like, I live in Fontana. And she's like, no. Where are you from? Like, I said, what, like neighborhood shit? She's like, yeah, where are you from? And I said, damn, you're a stripper and you're jamming me up here in the strip club? She's like, where are you from? I was like, man, I'm from the Harbor area. She's like, okay, I'm so-and-so. I'm from White Fence. And I was like, oh, okay, like, cool, you know? So we were talking, whatever, for a little while. She never asked me if I wanted to dances, none of that shit. She at the end of her, well, she was there, sitting there, before she walked away, she was like, hey, let me give you my number, hit me up. So I said, all right. So she gave me her number, and that was it. I think I talked to her once or twice after that. Never seen her again, but I talked to her. But anyways, that same night, we're hanging out still. And so, like I said, I know the fucking routine. I know what they're up to, so the girls, they have a time where they start to circle around. All the girls will come out, and they all start circling the room. You know what I mean? And all the guys get to see all the girls are there. And there was a lot of girls in there. There were probably like 15 girls up in there. All of them nice looking, all of them in lingerie. They're all walking around. So it's just, they're like parading themselves out there. They all come out. And then boom, guys start fucking picking which girl they want to hang out with, go in the back room, do the lap dance, all that other bullshit. You know what I mean? Me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not really impressed by it. I've never been the one that's like, hey, let's go to the strip club. You know what I mean? If I went to strip clubs because other people wanted to go, so I said, fuck it, let's go. You know what I mean? But I've never been the one that said, hey, let's go to the strip club, because I'm not impressed by that shit. That shit don't do nothing for me, So I was like, okay, whatever, That's not like the first time I see a girl walk around in lingerie or walk around naked, you know what I mean? So I don't care. So they're doing their thing, and then this one girl comes up and she's like, hey, again, with that sweetie or honey, whatever the fuck it is they say, can I sit with you? And I say, yeah, if you want to. Okay, I already know what's going on from the last time. So a couple minutes later, the waitress comes over like, hey, you want to buy another drink? I said, yeah, let me get a soda. You want to buy one for the ladies? Like, nope. If she wants something, she can get what she wants. But no, I don't want to buy nothing. She's like, oh, okay. So then the girl's sitting there. She puts her hand on my lap. She's rubbing my leg. And I'm like, all right. I let her do what she's doing. She's like, so talking, small talk, whatever. And I look over, I said, hey, check it out, man. If you want to make some money tonight, you better get up and go walk around. Find somebody else. Because you're not going to make no money right here. You know what I mean? If you stay right here, you're going to go home broke. Because I'm not paying for lap dances. I fell for you guys' shit last week by buying a girl a drink here, and they charged me fucking double for her drink. I ain't doing that shit no more. So, respectfully, if you want to make your money, don't come over here. And right away, she gets up, boom, she's gone. Then another girl comes up a few minutes later. Hey, sweetie, can I sit with you? Yeah, go ahead. Sits down, start doing her small talk bullshit, rubbing my leg and putting her hand on my shoulder and, oh, you're so nice, and leaning on me and shit. Like, oh, I know what you're doing, bitch. Like, okay. So, what's up? You want to lap dance? Same thing. Check it out. You want to make money? Don't sit right here because you're not going to make no money. I'm not going to give you no money. Why would I give you any money? In 10, 15, 20 minutes, you're going to be up on that stage taking off all your clothes anyway because it's full nude. So once they call your name, you go up there and you get naked, and I ain't got to pay you shit. The guys sitting at the tables outside on the perimeter of the stage, they have to throw dollars at you, but I can sit back behind them and not do shit. I don't get to touch you. I don't get to do nothing. So you're not gonna make no money off me. So your best bet is to go find some sucker that's gonna pay you to do lap dance. But I'm not gonna do that. I can see you naked in about 15 minutes for free. I already paid to get in here. Boom. She gets up, pissed off, walks away. So then I don't know how long I'm sitting there, but here comes one of the bouncers, big motherfucker. Okay, I'm 6'5", and I'm a big dude. Back then, I was a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm skinny now, but back then I was a big dude. I used to be like 350, 360 pounds. You know, I'm 6'5", but these are some big motherfuckers too, you know? Comes up, he's like, hey, check it out, man. We're gonna have to ask you to leave. And I says, why? I'm not doing anything. Just sitting here. Yeah, well, you know, a couple of the girls said that you're being rude. I said, how am I being rude? All I did was told them girls, like, hey, if you want to make money, you're not gonna make it right here. Go somewhere else. I don't pay for lap dances, and I'm not throwing no dollars. I paid my $20 to get in here. I did my 2-drink minimum. What else do I gotta do? It's not required for me to give these girls money. Well, you're at a strip club, right? I said, yeah, I'm at a strip club, but I did what you guys asked. $20 to get in, 2-drink minimum. That's what I have to do. I don't have to do nothing else. I get to sit here. Well, yeah, well, you know, this is a strip club, so you should be throwing. I said, I'm not doing that. I don't have to do that. He said, well, you have to leave. I said, well, I'm not leaving because I paid to get in here. He's like, you're going to leave or we're going to make you leave. I said, well, you better do what you got to do. Do whatever you got to do. But I'll tell you right now, I am not walking out of this motherfucker. If you're going to start that shit, we'll take it there. But you ain't going to get me to walk out of this motherfucker on my own 2 feet. I tell you that much. We're going to go at it. If you want me out of here, you better go get some more people to help you out because we're going to go at it right now. All right. Motherfucker comes back with like fucking 3 other dudes. There's 4 of them now. And these are all big motherfuckers. And I'm like, fuck, man. So hey, they're behind me, in front of me. Come on, man. It's time for you to go. I said, I told you already. You're going to have to drag me out this motherfucker. If you want me out, you better drag me out here. They drug me out of that motherfucker. One had one arm, one had the other dude had my legs, the other dude had the other leg, and and I'm struggling with these motherfuckers, but I'm not stronger than 4 fucking dudes, you know, so I'm trying to pull, and I'm pulling, trying to get away from them, but these fucking guys got me. They got me. They got their arms wrapped under my legs, my arms, and they got me, and I'm just like, I look like a fucking hammock, like a human hammock between these 4 big motherfuckers. They give me to the door, and they fucking slam my head into the door. Like they would, like in that fucking movie Casino, when they take that dude out the back. They fucking slam my head into the door. Bam! I'm like, God damn. They get me outside, and they actually heave-hove my ass into the parking lot. They were swinging me and let me go. And I hit the asphalt. It's fucking rolling in the asphalt. People are standing in line to get in there and shit. I'm rolling on the asphalt, getting all scuffed up and shit. My clothes getting fucked up. So I get up and shit. By the time I get to the door, they already closed the door, so I can't do shit. I wasn't able to do shit anyway. Got four big motherfuckers that would beat the shit out of me. You know what I mean? But I had to fucking try to save face by kicking the door a couple times and shit. Telling everybody I was gonna whoop their ass. But then my cousin comes out and he's like, "What the fuck?" I mean, my homie comes out. He's like, "What the fuck, man? What happened?" I said, "These motherfuckers threw me out." Like, why? I told him. He's like, "Oh, it was funny." You know what I mean? Like, so we left. We ended up leaving. Whatever. We go back. I think me and somebody else had went back. Went back there a few weeks later, month later, whatever it was. Same shit. Same shit happened. Get in there. Girls trying to hit me up. Nope. You ain't gonna make no money right here. Go find some sucker. I ain't paying you shit. Um. Oh, this fucking guy again. Yeah, it's me again. If you want me out here, you already know the routine. I'm not walking out. I pay to get in here. I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't have to give these girls no money. Shouldn't have came to the strip club. Well, I'm here. So you already know the routine. Better go get your fucking boys. This time get up when they come. Don't help me none. These motherfuckers get a hold of me. Same shit. Throw me out on the asphalt. Get up. The homie comes like, fuck, man. Like, he don't learn and shit. Like, fuck that shit, man. I don't have to pay them girls shit. I did what I had to do. So he's like, fuck it, let's go across the way. Across the way. Now, this is one of the strip clubs I'm telling you where this is a strip club. It's called Miss Kitty's. It's not Miss Kitty's no more. It's still there, but it's not Miss Kitty's no more. It was called Miss Kitty's at this time, but I can't remember. I don't know the name of it now. But it's right there in Bassett. It's right next to the railroad tracks. Right behind is the railroad tracks. It's by Baldwin Park Boulevard and Valley Boulevard. So, anyways, he's like, let's go across the way to the Titty Bar. Let's go to Miss Kitty's. Like, okay, fuck it, let's go over there. So we pull up in there and we go inside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here? I'm looking around like, oh, hell no, man. It's where the strippers go to die. If you can't make it at Spear Rhino and Sin or Paradise, you go to Miss Kitty's. If you're too old, you warn your fucking welcome out at Spear Rhino, Sin, or Paradise, you go to Miss Kitty's. That's where strippers go to die. That back then. Because when I walk in there was a pregnant chick stripping, and there was this old ass chick in there. She's got to be in her late 50s, early 60s, looking like looking like an old leather coat. Just her skin was. She looked like she'd been on the sun way too fucking long. Like she grew up by the beach, and her skin was like leather, but she was up there stripping and shit. They're selling beer for cheap over there. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck we doing over here? Like, well, you get kicked out of fucking Paradise. If we go to Spearmint Rhino or Sin, it's gonna be expensive over there. So might as well come over here. It's like, yeah, but you're watching somebody's grandmother, or this bitch is about to have her fucking baby out here. You know what I mean? She's pregnant. She's like fucking 8 months pregnant. She had a stomach on her. Her belly button was already inside out. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to hang out here. He's like, well, just have a couple beers. It's fucking cheap, man. Like, yeah, but whatever, man. So, that's where the pirate bitches over there, one-eyed chicks and with the fucking one leg, that's what they all worked at. It was terrible. Miss Kitty's at that time was fucking terrible. I don't know about now. I don't know if that's why they changed their name, and they try to get a better reputation, but everybody knew that Miss Kitty's was a fucking was a shithole that you can get cheap beer at, and it was a bunch of old, retired, leather skinned strippers that worked there. But we go to other ones, but I would go only, like I said, when other people would ask me. The last time I went to a strip club was almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Me, my wife, and a few friends, we were out in Orange County riding around, and I think we went to Golden Road Brewery in Anaheim, and then we ended up right there off of Ball Road, and there's a strip club over there by the railroad tracks off Ball Road. So we went over there. They were like, hey, let's go to the strip club. So like, fuck it, we all shot up over there on our bikes, and ended up at the strip club. But we ended up early. We were there early. You know what I mean? It's like when they're barely opening it up. You know what I mean? It's like 6:30, 7 o'clock or some bullshit. So we were the only people there, and there was a few dancers there. They were all okay looking and shit. You know what I mean? But it was just kind of like boring. You know what I mean? Because we were the only people there. There was like 7 of us that went in there, and that's it. It's kind of a big room, you know what I mean? But it was just, they were just warming up. You got to get there at 11 o'clock at night or some shit to these strip clubs, you know what I mean? You get there when they first get there, they're just warming up. They ain't even in that mood, they ain't even in that attitude. But yeah, that's the last time I went. But there was another time, another quick story. I went to, I had to go to court for child support. And I felt like this is the time I felt like a real fucking degenerate. I had to go to the court in downtown LA. So I had to be out there like 7 or 8 in the morning. I get out there and I was lucky. I was like one of the first cases. We went up and seen the judge. I was out of there within half an hour. Usually I would sit at the court all day long, but this time I was out of there within like a half an hour. So I'm like, okay, cool, fuck it. So I'm driving back home. Made a couple stops on the way home. I'm coming from downtown. I'm coming from West LA. So there was a lot of traffic, and I know how to get through LA and Orange County and the IE on the streets. I don't have to get on the freeway. I can maneuver from IE to LA, from LA to Orange County, all the way back to IE on the streets. I don't got to get on the freeway. It just takes a lot longer because of the lights, but I know how to do it. I didn't feel like sitting in the traffic, so I was maneuvering my way through the city on the streets. Ended up in San Gabriel Valley, and then I come down Valley Boulevard. Valley Boulevard run all the way down, turns into Holt and Pomona, and I lived in Fontana, so I didn't have to go. I didn't have to get on too many streets. You know what I mean? But I know how to get home. So I'm going through. I'm getting into Pomona on Valley Boulevard, and I'm right there at the Fairplex. There's a Burger King around the corner, Fairplex and Holt. And as I'm driving by, I see Baby Dolls. Baby Dolls with strip clubs right there. It's no longer there. So people that know Pomona area or the Inland Empire area, the west side of Inland Empire, they know Baby Dolls was right there where it is now a Western Dental. So if you go to that Western Dental, it used to be a strip club back in the days. So it's called Baby Dolls. So I was going down past it, and I said, fuck, man. Like, I wasn't doing shit. I was gonna go home. There was nothing to do. My kid's mother was at work. Kids were at school. It was like 11 in the morning. So I busted a bitch right there on Dudley and came back. Pulled into the parking lot. There was no other cars there, but like a couple cars, but it was empty. So I pulled up, but the door was open. So I said, fuck it. I was in my car contemplating, like, man, what am I doing? Like, why am I at a strip club at 11 in the morning? But I'm like, fuck it. So I go inside, and it's empty. There was a girl sitting at the bar. There was a bartender, and there was another girl in a white T-shirt, just a regular white T-shirt. She was on the stage, but she was like just dancing around by herself because there was nobody in it. There was no customers. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. So again, there was no customers in there. So they don't even really notice me. I just walk in. There's these curtains, and open the curtains. I look inside. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what a degenerate. You know what I mean? I was right then and there. I was thinking, like, just go back to the car and go home. You know, go get a fuck, go home and make a sandwich or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck you doing here? There's nobody even here. You know. And the girl that's sitting at the bar, she's in lingerie, and she sees me because when I open the curtains, it lets light in, and she turns around, she's like, "Hey, come on in." And I'm like, oh fuck, man, I'm caught. Like I can't just. I look really stupid if I turn around and just go back to my car or run away. Like so, I'm like, oh, all right. So I come in, and she's like, well, the place is pretty empty, so you can sit wherever you want. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to a back wall on the left to a booth with a round. It's like a horseshoe type booth. I sit way in the back. I'm sitting back there like a goddamn Scarface. Yeah, I'm just sitting there, and the girl's at the stage. She's on the stage, like again, she has a white T-shirt on. So that's all I can see. She has a long white T-shirt on, a man's white T-shirt. She's on the stage twirling around the fucking pole and shit, and I'm just sitting there in the dark like a fucking weirdo. And she sees me. She says, "Hey, why don't you come to the stage? Come up here, sit right here, with the chairs are around the stage." And I said, "No, I'm all right. I'm cool. I'll be right. I'm gonna sit right here." She's like, "Don't worry about it. You ain't gotta pay nothing. There's nobody here anyway. I'm just dancing around, so you can just come over here and just hang out." She goes, "We can just bullshit." I'm like, all right. So I go over there, and I'm sitting there, and it was so early they didn't even charge me to get in the fucking place. So she's on the pole twirling around. And the next thing is, when I sit down, she stops and she takes the fucking shirt off. She ain't got no clothes on. She's butt ass naked. So she comes and she lays right in front of me. She just lays there, like that. And she starts talking to me and shit. I'm like, all right. She's butt ass naked. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she starts. So what's up? What are you doing? Why are you here so early? And but just small talk bullshit, you know. And we're talking for like 10 minutes, whatever. She's like, "Yeah, I'm the first girl here, and for the day, and blah 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 blah." She's giving me all this little story. I'm not really paying attention to her. I'm just looking at her because she's ass naked. She like because she's moving around. She's not just laying on her stomach like she was in the beginning. She sits up. She sits down. She sits cross, her legs crossed in front of me, just tits out, showing everything. Like she's talking to me like, and I'm like, just not really giving a fuck what she's even saying. I just see this naked chick in front of me. And then she's like, hey, if you want, take you to the back, give you a lap dance. There's nobody here. So I said, nah, I'm cool, man. Nah, I'm good. She's like, check it out. I'll charge you half. I'll give you 3 songs for one. So what does that cost? She's like, $20. I was like, fuck it. Let's go. 3 songs for one? Let's go. We go to the little back room shit. She ain't got no clothes on, so she ain't got to really strip. She's already bought, she's grabbing me by the hand. She's walking me to the back, butt naked. So then the DJ starts playing the music really super loud, okay, because she's about to do lap dance. And just like an idiot, I fucking fell for the okey doke again. They start playing a song, something, okay, 3 songs, shit, man, that's like 10 minutes. Oh no. This motherfucker was playing the intro. Maybe 1 minute of the song. Fucking 30 seconds. Boom, next song. I'm like, wait a minute. That's like the fucking intro to the song. Next one. 30 seconds, whatever. Next song. Like, what the fuck? Been there for like fucking 5 minutes. Give a bitch $20. I'm like, man, fuck. These motherfuckers got me again. Like, last thing they got me with the fucking drinks. This thing they got me with the intros. So, yes, when you go to the strip club, you get fucking lap dances, you're gonna get the intro. You ain't gonna get the full song unless you're paying hundreds. You're paying the minimum. And they say, oh, give you 3 songs for one. No. You're gonna give me 3 intros for one. You know? And so, she's all grinding up on me and shit like that for like, 3 minutes or whatever. I give her fucking $20. She's like, you want 3 more songs? Like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, I was disappointed in myself. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Could have bought my kids some fucking McDonald's with that $20, or something. But here I am, 11 in the morning, fucking degenerate, at Baby Dolls, right after child support court, and I get duped again. they got me. So that's one of the other reasons why I don't go. I won't go. I mean, I'll go if my friends want to go. My wife says, "Hey, let's go." We go. I'll go. I don't care. I'll go. But I'm not giving you shit. Okay, you're not gonna give me with the intros. You're not giving me with them fucking drinks. I'll pay my minimum to get in there. I'll do my drink minimum, but that's it. If you want me to leave after I've done what I'm supposed to do at the strip club, just know that you're gonna have to drag me out of there. I don't give a fuck how old I am. I don't give a fuck that I have cancer. It don't matter to me. I will not walk out on my own 2 feet. If you're gonna try to punk me into paying these girls more money, it's not gonna happen. I know you guys are tricks. These other guys, they don't know that shit. They fall for it all the time. Like they want to pay all this money and shit like that. There are some spots though, you know what I mean, where if you're paying, like I said, Paradise was like that. If you were paying hundreds, you're gonna get boned. You're gonna get a condom and you're gonna get boned. You're gonna get domed out there if you got the money for it. But it's not gonna cost you $20. You know what I mean? You're talking about a couple $100, you know. But again, that was back then. I don't know I know Paradise is still there. Miss Kitty's is not there no more. It's still, the place is still there, but it's not called Miss Kitty's, it's called something else. Probably because it has such a shitty reputation for having fucking geriatric strippers. Spearmint Rhino's still there. They ain't going nowhere. And I think the other place, Sin, is still there across the street from Spearmint Rhino. But like I said, there's one more spot over there. I just can't remember the name of it. I know it's on Valley Boulevard. It's another place kind of like Miss Kitty's was, like where the degenerates went and shit, you know, where all the drunks went. And it was a titty bar. It wasn't full and nude. The other spots, Spearmint Rhino, Sin, and Paradise were full nude, so you couldn't buy alcohol. You can only buy soda. So you have to get fucked up in the parking lot and go in there. The other spots were titty bars. You can buy beers and shit inside there. But so if I go, it's because other people want to go, but I already know the fucking tricks. I don't give up no money. There's no reason to give up no money. You're gonna get naked no matter what on the stage whenever they call your name. So that's the way I always looked at it. Like I ain't gotta pay you shit. But so that was because I was playing this goddamn Grand Theft Auto 5, and I was just tripping out on how, you know, you can go into a strip club and the girl's gonna show you her titties on a video game. You know what I mean? Whatever people do with their kids is on them. Shit, I wouldn't let my kids play that shit. You know what I mean? Like all the shit that goes on in that video game. But you know, that's how they get your kids, you know, caught up, stuck in the house. They don't want to go nowhere. You know, you got a fucking 13-year-old kid. You buy him Grand Theft Auto. Next thing you know, he's in his room with a door locked, jerking his gherkin because you gave him a video game that you didn't know that there was fucking strippers on there and that you can take him back to the house and fuck him. But that's what's on there. But again, to each his own. You want to buy that shit for your kids, it's on you. But just sitting there playing that game just reminded me of the times where I went to strip clubs and I'll get my ass thrown out because I wouldn't give up no money to the strippers. But as long as I pay my minimum doing how to do, I don't feel like I had to do that. So anyway, that's my video for the day. I hope you like it. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I drop videos. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys following, and I'll be talking to you guys later on.